Hi guys, I'm live. How you guys doing? Um, I want to talk about now that I think I've healed pretty much. I almost hate to say that because it was fun working on it from my dad hitting me. I think that's why the universe let me lose my dad's dog tags yesterday. I didn't intentionally lose them, but then again, I lost them. So there's a reason for everything, I think, and maybe that means I've processed what I needed with him, and I don't need to, wear those every single day the rest of my life. But now the next layer, which I think is, I'm almost sure is lesser than the first layer, which is my dad. I think that I think that's how it goes. I deal with the hardest thing first. The thing that's most pressing gets dealt with first. Um, Now I'm dealing with my mom, adoptive mom, of course. Don't know any other mom. In fact, even if my dad is Jim Morrison, I don't even know who my mom is, do I? LOL. And I don't even know that Jim Morrison is my dad. To even guess that who his girlfriend was, that it might be my mom. It's funny, huh? She neglected me and mildly abused me. She just hit me, slapped me here and there. Nothing like my dad. She would just backhand me all the way to school and all the way to church, and because I always had to sit shotgun. I always had to sit in the front, so my mom could backhand me with her right hand, her strong hand, and just slap me senseless. And plus, she never gave me any kind of motherly affection, which I'm kind of glad. At least I wasn't smothered. Speaking of that for a second, I'm kind of grateful that it worked out that way for me because at least I didn't get smothered by a mother. I prefer it that way, actually. If I wasn't going to get natural affection from my actual mother, might as well be neglected by my adoptive mother. It kind of fits the profile, don't you think? Plus, it gives me even yet another chance to show that I'm not determined by that I can be a nice guy despite whatever happened to me. It makes me a stronger person too, I think. Because I not only survived it, I didn't become her either. I didn't become my dad, but I didn't become my mother. I don't have that in me. Whatever she had in her, I don't have that, And one more thing she used to do, at least one more, because I'm telling you, she knew that if she left me at home at Sunday on Sunday and I missed church, even if it was her fault, my dad would hit me, and I mean really hit me. And she knew that, so she would toy with me, make me chase the car as it was driving down, as the car was rolling down the driveway. Actually, the tires were rolling, the car was just moving, the car wasn't rolling. But she would make me chase the car sometimes if she was mad at me. Chase the car as it's moving and go in the car while it's actually moving, because she knew I would do that because it would be that or get hit by my dad if she left me. So she toyed with me. She played good, she played that against my dad against me. And I don't know, every third Sunday or so, I actually would get in the car while it's actually rolling. The car was actually already moving, either down the driveway or even down the street sometimes, starting to, just so I wouldn't miss miss church and my dad would hit me harder. He would. So there, she did that to me too. So, but hey, it's good for my dexterity. It's good for it kept me on my toes. I'll at least say that. I don't want to get hit by those tires. Don't let the tires roll over my toes as I'm jumping in the moving car. That actually kept me sharp. Actually, from a young age doing that. 13 years old, jumping in moving cars over church. It's all right. I like it. At least in fact, I think people that have it, I'm not trying to put people down here, but people that have it too good actually turn out to be the asshole sometimes. It's not the people that sometimes, as history is showing me, it's not the people that have had it hard always necessarily that become the jerks in the world. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's people that have everything and then they become jerks anyway. I see most people have had affection from their natural mothers, and I see people that when I see a real dickwad of a person, I sometimes think, yeah, their mother must have smothered them because they just kind of take everything for granted, like the world owes them something, and I don't have that. At least I have a naivete and a gentleness that doesn't take it much for granted because I never even got hugged by my natural mother. I was adopted at 10 weeks. So if I was ever touched or comforted by my natural mother, she only had 10 weeks to do it the most because that's when I was adopted. If she so that's and I don't even know what age I was actually given up. Less than 10 weeks, I'm sure, because I was adopted at 10 weeks. That's whatever. Um, but I it gives me it you know I don't think I don't take everything for granted. I don't think, oh, the world owes me and aren't I something. I don't have that attitude and a lot of that. And yet at the same time, I don't think I'm I don't mean harm to people. I don't think I'm a jerk. So um and I think that the real jerks are people that just had everything, I think, that had their mother's love and they all had this. And I can almost read them sometimes. I can say, yeah, your mother must have loved you, asshole. But whatever. I don't want to go on about it. But I'm just talking. Hey, I'm transparent on my channel. That's what I'm telling you is what I'm going through. So here, that's what, Um, in fact, one more thing my mother did. I know I was trying to think. I knew I was trying to think of something here. Um, when my dad would hit me sometimes, like one time when my dad hit me in the front yard, she actually told him, please, while she was there while he was hitting me, and she said, please stop, Jim, you'll hurt yourself, because she was afraid he'd throw his back out because he was hitting me so hard. She was actually worried about my dad when he was hitting me, not rather than me getting hit. She was worried about my dad throwing his back out while he was hitting me because my dad had a slight back injury from his work, from his, stuff. And she was afraid he'd throw his back out because he was hitting me really hard. And she wasn't worried about me. She was worried about him hurting himself because he was hitting me so hard. She's afraid, don't slip a disc, Jim. And she meant my dad, not me. Funny, right? You know, I kind of knew that I kind of knew even then. I kind of knew that that wasn't cool to her. It wasn't cool to him. That wasn't cool to her. And then I just had a feeling that it made me closer to the universe. I have a feeling. I kind of had a feeling that deep down, like way deep in my bones or whatever they call that, that karma would even things out. I don't know. I just had a feeling. And my dad did die of Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a very hard way to die. I didn't wish that on him. I don't even know. I didn't even know what that is until basically Stephen Hawking had it. I didn't even know what that disease was. But my dad died of that. It's not a very not a very nice way to die. But whatever. I want to mention one more thing. It's tangential to what I was just saying. I made progress in my guitar technique last night, and I did remember it after sleep, which I just had, so that's a good thing, because when I go to sleep, my memories rejuggle and I can lose things. I mean, we all do that, but just they go into a different part of the brain. And when you wake, if you put it back in the right part, then you actually have it as long-term memory. Nothing's really long-term until you survive sleep with it. I'm not a neuroscientist, but that's what I understand about the brain so far. I can actually bend notes with my pinky. It's fully functional. It's got a little work to do to make it totally like the others, but I want to quote, semi-quote, Nuno Betancourt from Extreme. He did an interview in the 90s or something when they asked him, when he said, dude, you should bend with your pinky like any other finger. Who's to say you should only bend with your third finger? And it hit me. See, the thing about the left hand pinky finger use in guitar playing is it's good to be able to fret notes well with the pinky finger, but you've really got the pinky, you've really got the pinky when you can actually bend notes with your pinky, where they're usually supported by some other fingers, but still bending notes with your pinky Using vibrato with your pinky means you've really got that pinky in good shape. And that's good. And I didn't have that till last night. I was practicing and I thought, oh my gosh, I can bend strings now with my pinky. It's hard to do that, you know that? Just hold your fist and do one pinky. That's not easy to do. But I can actually I can do vibrato with my pinky. And then that's a good step toward totally having the pinky not up to par with the other fingers and not slower and dumber than the other fingers. I love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.